Ashton Jeanty reportedly said that it would be a dream come true to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, me personally, I don't know really why anyone would willingly want to play for the Dallas Cowboys, but hey, for the sake of the video, let's rebuild the Dallas Cowboys with Ashton Jeanty. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes, and if this video does get to 100 likes, I'll do whatever rebuild the top comment says. Now, looking into the team before we go out and draft Ashton Jeanty, we have Dak Prescott here. If you're not new to the channel and you've been here for a while, Dak Prescott, I feel like everybody knows how strongly I feel about this man. He is not a top 5 quarterback, and I could even argue he's not even a top 10 quarterback. And I know a lot of people be like, oh, that's crazy. Look at his stats. Look at his stats. I don't care about his stats. The dude has never won a divisional playoff game in his life, and he's the highest paid NFL QB in history. This is ridiculous. Somebody needs to put their foot down and say, no, we are not going to overpay you just because some player wants to reset the QB market or their position market. No, put your foot down and say you are not the best quarterback in the league, so therefore you will not be paid as the best quarterback in the league. Because once Brock Purdy gets his contract, it's going to be nuts, dude. He's probably going to get paid 55 or 60 million a year, and Brock Purdy's not even a top 10 quarterback. Somebody needs to put their foot down and say, stop resetting the market. We're not overpaying for a quarterback that's not nearly as good as Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. If you're not better than any of those quarterbacks listed, you're not getting paid more than them. Oh, well, the new QB market. I don't care about the new QB market. Put your foot down and say there is going to be no more market. Either you accept the fair contract that we offer you or you walk. Anyways, enough ranting. I don't want to rip on Dak Prescott this entire rebuild, but Dak Prescott is going to cost me $60 million a year. He's 32 years old, which is the age that QBs start to regress in Madden. He's not going to get to a 90 overall. He's goated in simulation, but at the same time, I don't know how well he's going to do. It just depends how he plays. He's going to be regressing the entire rebuild. I don't necessarily know what to do with him. Obviously, we're going to be drafting Ashton Jeanty. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb's goated. Got Brandon Cooks, who's pretty underrated with Jalen Tolbert. You got Jalen Ferguson as well. Great offensive line for Dak Prescott here. Jalen Guyton hasn't really been doing the best as a rookie, but I'm sure he can improve over time. Offensive linemen do take quite a long time to develop. And then we are in a 4-3. Obviously, I'm going to move Micah Parsons down to right end a little bit later. We got Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, one of the best corner duos in the NFL. I mean, Deron Bland gets the most interceptions, and Trayvon Diggs loves allowing yards down the field. No, I'm kidding. He's hit or miss most of the time. Either he's going to get the pick or he's going to blow the play, but either way, most of the time he does pretty well. And then linebacking core definitely needs some help. Overshown is pretty good. Clark is pretty good as well. Those guys are pretty underrated here. Eric Kendricks, obviously, we're going to move on from. Same thing with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker. Everything else there is fine. 86 overall team. We got Brandon Aubrey. I would argue probably the best kicker in the NFL now. Justin Tucker has been on the downtrend, but he's actually been climbing back up. He's been doing pretty good for the Ravens now. If you guys have any suggestions for PlayStation 5 rosters, please comment them down below. Please make them updated, and I don't want the prospects to be overly good. In this draft class, I believe, where is the man himself? Travis Hunter. He plays corner in this draft class. Travis Hunter is ridiculous. He's not even rated as the top projection here over Will Johnson, but he's like an 85 overall in this draft class. Please give me something more realistic. The problem with this draft class here is the Cowboys are 7-10, and Ashton Jeanty is the #1 prospect on this board here. It obviously flips around depending on some of the combines, but Ashton Jeanty, he might just go before my pick for the Cowboys, so I'm going to save the game, and if he does go, I'm going to force the trade up and just draft him for the sake of the rebuild. I highly doubt he's going to go to a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, but we'll see. And for the re-signings, Tyler Smith, I'm going to accept that option. Osa Odigizua here. He is 27 years old. He wants a bunch of money. It's not bad for a 2-year deal, so I will accept that, and he actually says no to it, so he can walk. DeMarcus Lawrence is cracked in simulation. 1-year deal for him. He re-signs with the team. Zach Martin, he's getting older, but I still want him on the team. 1-year deal for him as well. Brandon Cooks, we can walk. Rico Dowell is going to walk. Jordan Lewis is going to walk. Chancey Goldston's going to walk. All these other extras are going to walk as well. Brian Anger and Trey Lance. Can't believe that dude was a top 3 pick. Gave up so much to get him too. And then anyone else here? Turpentine, it is done. I'm sorry, no more Turpentine. I have $16 million to spend in free agency, but I'm going to choose to skip out on it just because I have to pay more players later down the line. And by more players, I mean Dak Prescott's contract. So for now, let's just skip into the draft. So I'm going to create a save point here just so that way it can load back just in case Ashton Jeanty does get picked. So I'm just gonna do cow. We'll just do COW because I don't want to spell Cowboys all the way, but I'm just gonna create that save file, for the Cowboys, and we're going to see if Ashton Jeanty gets picked too early in the draft. And obviously, the draft order is screwed up. I don't really care. This is a Cowboys rebuild, so I know they have pick number 14 in real life. I simulated them to be 7 and 10. This is the pick we got. It's not that big of a deal as long as I get Jeanty. Let's see where he goes on the board. Jeanty around here somewhere is not going to be picked. Okay, that is surprising. I mean, the Raiders didn't pick him. They picked up Shedeur Sanders. That could still be a possibility with the Raiders trading up. But Ashton Jeanty fell to number 10. Again, I know the draft order is out of whack. I don't care. This is an Ashton Jeanty rebuild. Then after this first year, the draft order doesn't matter. He's going to be the pick here. Not even going to look at the skills. Of course, it's an Ashton Jeanty rebuild. He is apparently white because this entire draft class gets screwed up because EA can still not fix any minor glitches in their game. Hidden development, 5'9", 215. I did not know he was 5'9". I thought he was like a lot bigger. I thought he was like 6'1", but still 88 speed, 94 acceleration, 92 change direction. A's and B's across the board. He will be the franchise running back. And yes, I'm going to keep Dak as the quarterback because he is really good in simulation. So we'll see how he does, and then we'll go from there. There are some good guys on the board. I'm pretty sure Jalen Milroe comes with star development in this roster. And again, I'm not just going to pick him because I don't want to memorize everything in this draft roster. So Nick, I don't want to try to pronounce that, out of South Carolina, 6'3", 227 here, looks really good. We're going to pick him up as a new free safety. Ranked 19, got him at 42, hidden development out of South Carolina. He will be the starter over Malik Hooker. Let's try and get a new receiver here. Who's up top? All of these guys are way too overpowered for the class. This guy looks really good. Evan Stewart, Antoine Wells, Evan Stewart out of Oregon, 6 foot, 175. He's going to be the number 2 or the slot player, so we're just going to pick him in around number 3. Ranked 61, got him at 74. Hidden development. This feels like too easy of a draft class. So again, if you guys do have any good PlayStation 5 draft classes, please comment them down below. Make sure they're up to date as well. I would really appreciate that. And I'm not just going to pick for the rest of the draft because again, I just feel like this draft class is just too easy. I'll let the AI do it. Really sucks because I can't find any actual updated rosters because EA changed the file share, so you can't sort it by date now, which is really annoying. Ashton Jeanty, 81 overall, 78 for a second round pick is ridiculous. 75 for a third round pick. 71 for a fourth round pick, then 69. Nice for those guys. And for those guys asking, these are the playbooks I run in every one of my videos. The Buffalo defense is hit or miss. I feel like every defense is just hit or miss in this game. But for the overlook of the offense, Stewart is going to be the slot player. Jeanty obviously is going to be the number 1. O-line is looking pretty good. Tommy DeVito here on the Cowboys as a backup. Micah Parsons, I'm going to move over to defensive end, of course, so that way he can actually fit in the scheme for the 4-3. And defensive tackles, Mozzie Smith has been a bust so far. I'm not saying he can't develop later on, but from what I've seen from him, he has done basically nothing. Marshawn Nealand here, he's 6'3", 267. I can't move him inside to defensive tackle, being that light, so I'm just going to keep him as a backup. Then DeMarcus Lawrence is still going to be the starter. And then we got Nick as the safety. I'm not going to try and pronounce that last name. And then the safeties, not the safeties, the linebackers doing okay. I'm going to put Clark on the inside. He's a pass coverage archetype. Okay, so we got the defense set up a little bit better there. I do not want my second string edge rusher playing a coverage linebacker, please. Everything else does look good. Need a whole new interior defensive line. Need a whole new linebacking core in Madden. Obviously, Overshown and Clark really aren't that bad in real life, but in Madden, it's a little bit different. Overshown is going to start there. I do not want Hooker to be the sub linebacker. Really unfortunate last name for him too. But Nealand, I do not want as the rush defensive tackle either. Let's make it Mozzie Smith. Jeanty and then Stewart are the specialists for the offense. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's see how Dak Prescott performs in simulation. Again, he's going to start regression. I guess we'll just have to see. And we are 4-3 here, coming off a win to the Chargers and a loss to the Rams. But we have a receiver breakout challenge. If I can actually remember to do it, it would be sick. Evan Stewart here with a receiver breakout challenge. That's sick. And again, I just have to remember to do it. Also, the new coach here, obviously Mike McCarthy got fired, so we have new coach Buster Cherry. Evan Stewart needs 125 yards to increase his development trait. That would be sick. Scouting national focus. For the scouting national focus, I'm going to prioritize defensive tackle over middle linebacker here and see what we can get. Players ready to negotiate. Micah Parsons, he wants to be in a Super Bowl chase. Maybe that could change at the end of the year, because hopefully it does, because he's a 99 X factor, and if it doesn't, I have to give him $40 million a year, and he's ridiculous in simulation. I need him on the team. I've seen him get 40.5 sacks before in a season. I'm not exaggerating. He didn't even get MVP that year. It was ridiculous. But either way, Deron Bland, superstar development, young, absolutely. I want you $15 million a year. And he says he's on the fence about $15 million a year. I mean, real top corners, I guess, get $20 million, something around that. But Jake Ferguson, young, star development, we'll take him back on the team, 10 million a year. He resigns. Anyone else here? Jalen Tolbert isn't bad. He's not going to hit an 85 overall. It depends how he plays. We'll see. DeMarcus Lawrence, I would love to have back, but I'm going to work down his contract as he regresses. Same thing with Zach Martin, Donovan Wilson. I'm going to let walk. Clark here, that's a pretty cheap contract. Even if he's just a rotational player or a depth player, he would be good long-term for us because of his age, but he doesn't want to sign right now, which is completely understandable. Brandon Aubrey, we're just going to do a 4-year deal. I know he's about to start regression as a kicker. I don't care. He has superstar development. Anyone else here that I really want? The GOAT, Tommy DeVito. Don't need Hunter as a fullback. I don't really need to pay a fullback. I can just draft a new one. Mozzie Smith, I'm not going to accept that option. Everyone else here, don't really care about for now. I'll just deal with it in the offseason. Let's see how we do on that receiver breakout challenge. And we're going to lose to the Packers 30-24 as we got to play the 4-3 Chiefs next. So that's going to be difficult. But let's see what we have here for Stewart's breakout challenge. And he's white, of course, for some reason. Yeah, look at his neck, dude. It's so wide. Why is it like that? Oh my gosh. I didn't even see the breakout challenge. He didn't get any XP, so I'm assuming he didn't get upgraded. Let's move into the playoffs. And we actually made the playoffs coming off a loss to the Bills at 9-8 here. 10th best offense in the league, 3rd in passing yards, 20th in rushing yards. Maybe you have to change up the playbook a little bit. But we have the 7th seed as we barely slipped into the playoffs. Stats and awards, Dak Prescott is GOAT in simulation. No way he's doing that in real life. 7th best offense, 17th best defense. Obviously, I know Dak Prescott does this in real life, but his stats do not reflect in the playoffs. Either way, Dak Prescott for league MVP is ranked 9th there. And of course, Dak Prescott, 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 113 pass rating. I'm going to keep him on the team. This was a good season. I can't deny it. If he performs well in simulation, I'm going to keep him. Still a ridiculous contract. Ashton Jeanty, year 1, no fumbles, 9 touchdowns, 4.3 per carry, over 1,000 yards, not even over 250 attempts. Good year. Dak Prescott, also 3 rushing touchdowns and 300 rushing yards. Evan Stewart, 13 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, outperforming CeeDee Lamb in his first year. CeeDee Lamb, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jake Ferguson's 5 touchdowns, 900 yards. Jalen Tolbert, good season, but I can honestly get this from almost any other receiver too. I could honestly just draft the new one. I'm not exaggerating when I say that either. Ashton Jeanty, 3 receiving touchdowns, 250 receiving yards as well. And then sacks allowed on the team, 11 for Tyler Guyton, not good. 7 for Tyler Smith, 6 for Terrence Steele, 2 for Cooper Beebe or Bebe. I don't know how you say it. I'm pretty sure it's Beebe. And then Zach Martin, only 1 allowed because Zach Martin is the GOAT. Overshown with 112 tackles for a loss, 18 for Micah Parsons, 11 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 11 for Justin Rogers, 10 for DeMarvin Overshown, 10 for Mozzie Smith. Sacks, 19.5 for Micah Parsons, 13.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence, and then just a handful of ones after that. Interceptions, 3 for Trayvon Diggs, 2 for Donovan Wilson, Deron Bland. Deflections on the team, 7 for Overshown, 6 for Wilson, 5 for Clark and Maurice Leafu, I think is how you pronounce that. And then safeties on the team is 1 for Micah Parsons. Defensive touchdowns is 0. As a 7 seed, can we somehow beat the 12-5 2 seed Detroit Lions? They're better than us in every way, and simulation says no. That's realistic. Let's move into the offseason. And the Lions blow out the Chargers in the Super Bowl. Either way, one of these teams was going to get their first Super Bowl win. It's going to be the Lions here as Terrion Arnold wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. No other awards here. In the NFC East, David Bakhtiari and Zach Martin both retire. For the team upgrades, Dak Prescott gets Superstar X Factor, but regardless of him getting Superstar X Factor, why would the AI possibly give him first ones free? That's dumb. Regardless of him getting Superstar X Factor, he still regresses, and he's now down to an 82 overall without the boost. He was an 83 at the start of the season. Ashton Jeanty comes with Superstar X Factor, and he's up to an 80 overall, 88 overall, and he's white here, as always. Again, just another glitch that EA can never fix in their $70 game. But either way, for the rest of the team, Stewart is only star development. I mean, he came with star development, but he literally outperformed CeeDee Lamb year 1. How did this dude not get Rookie of the Year? It's kind of ridiculous to me. Of course, O-line, we got to patch up the right side of the line. Tyler Guyton didn't do that well either. Hopefully he develops. And then Maurice here and DeMarvin Overshown both get star development. That's good for the team. Any other upgrades for the defense? Nick has star development. I mean, that's good for our defense. Definitely still need to fix the interior defensive line. Let's move into the re-signing. And Micah Parsons somehow believes we are in the Super Bowl chase now after making the wild card at 9-8. All right, whatever. I'll take it. $30 million a year for him, and he re-signs with the team. Deron Bland, absolutely, I want you back here. Let's just do 5-year contract, $20 million a year, and he wants to test free agency. Guess what, bud? You're not doing that. Anyways, we got Jalen Tolbert. No, I'm not going to do that. DeMarcus Lawrence, I do want back on the team for another year. He resigns. I think I just paid a little bit too much for that, but it's fine because I don't want anyone else here. So that actually worked out perfectly for me, as we have, of course, a franchise tag on Micah Parsons. I'm not going to let him willingly walk to free agency despite his interest. Probably going to have to pay him $40 million next year instead of $33 million, which was what I originally offered him. I guess I should have just given more of a bonus. Don't have that much cap room. I'm just going to skip to the draft. Number 1 overall pick does go to the Tennessee Titans. I do need a defensive tackle, but I know I can pick him up in the later rounds. Maybe I get a right tackle. Terrence Steele honestly didn't do that bad for us. I do need a strong safety. Kendall Cannon here. What a name for a strong safety. Cannon is so sick. 6'2", 214 out of Auburn. Great strength, good speed, solid acceleration, B man coverage, B pursuit, B hit power, F injury. Injury is off, so it doesn't matter. He looks pretty good. I low-key just want to pick him up because of his last name. And then we got Morgan Reese here. I mean, he looks probably just as good. I mean, ooh, A block shedding is probably the only thing he has better over him. What is his athleticism? Not better at all. So I'm honestly just going to pull the trigger on Kendall Cannon. He's probably going to have normal development, but it's honestly fine with me over Donovan and Wilson. So rank 37, got him at 19. Hidden development out of Auburn. You'll love to see it. The Cannon is coming for you. What a sick last name. Round number 2. Do I go offensive guard or do I go defensive tackle? I think I should prioritize getting that guard for our franchise QB, Dak Prescott, who's not going to do anything. This guy looks sick, though. Lane Sauter out of Oregon State looks really good. Good strength. So many A's across the board. Absolutely, I'm picking that. Ranked 57, got him at 51. Hidden development, of course. He looks great. Round number 3 here. Definitely need to stop neglecting this defensive tackle position. This guy, Darren Phelps, does not look bad. A, finesse moves. B, block shedding at a Clemson 6'1", 305. Good strength, great speed, great acceleration, A's and B's across the board. Don't even need to look at it anymore. Rank 73, got him at 83. Rank 79, got him at 83. Hidden development, very balanced athleticism and strength out of Clemson. He's going to be the starter. Darron Phelps, not Darren Phelps, my bad. Probably going to double down on this defensive tackle position if there are any good ones on the board for skills. I mean, there's B awareness for this guy, not much after that. B power moves for this guy, F for that. Nothing really astonishing on the board. There's a guy with A here, and Brian Clifford. He has A finesse moves. Maybe I'll pick him up in the 5th round or something. But Abdul McFarland, 6'3", 306, teammate of Cannon's out of Auburn here. His physicals don't look anything astonishing either. He's a post-UDFA. Let me see what the linebacker class has here. Anyone that's really a standout? None that I can really see. No A's on the board. B field general here, but he doesn't look that good either. Day 3 prospect John Franklin out of Boise State. Ashton Jeanty teammate. We can follow that storyline. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on this just because the elite speed, elite agility. He's an athlete. We'll see how it goes. Ranked 137, got him at 115. Hidden development. What a pick. What a pick, dude. He's going to be the starter probably. And then finally in the 5th round, I think I'm going to go pull the trigger on that defensive tackle that I saw later, or maybe we can just sort by physicals. If someone has elite strength, I'll immediately take them. Great strength from this guy. Decent marginal poor. Great acceleration, though. But he is Diego Collin out of Oklahoma State. 6'2", 200 pounds. Great strength. Sure, we're going to pick him. Ranked 86 in the class. Got him at 147. Normal development. Still going to be a higher overall. I usually don't pick this far in the draft, especially in the 6th round. But again, I really want to look at that guy who had the A finesse moves, I believe. So let me sort this. A finesse moves. He has F block shedding, F tackle. But for a 6th round pick, let's try him out. Good speed, good strength. Not really good for the F tackle. We're going to see how he does, though. Ranked 310, got him at 179. He looks awful, but just took a chance on it with a 6th round pick. Not that big of a deal. After the draft, 73 for Cannon, 72 for Sauter, 70 for Darren Phelps, or Darron Phelps, my bad, 68 for John Franklin, 70 for Diego, as he has normal development, but he's still good. 63 for this guy is terrible, and 67 for Greg Rudolph. I didn't pick him, but the AI did, so sure. Year number 2 with Ashton Jeanty in the team. Sauter is probably going to be a really good player. Terrence Steele actually didn't do that bad. Hopefully Tyler Guyton does develop. We got Jonathan Mingo. I can't believe the Cowboys actually not swindled, but they got swindled to actually taking Jonathan Mingo. Crazy that that dude was a 2nd round pick as well. But anyways, we're going to see what we have. I forgot to get another receiver, so I guess Jonathan Mingo is going to be there. Defensively, Phelps is immediately going to be the number 1. Franklin, we're going to see how he goes. I guess I really didn't re-sign Clark. Yeah, I guess I just overlooked him. Cannon's going to be the starter there. Honestly, defense is shaping up a lot better now. Jonathan Mingo, I'd rather not have him as the slot, and then Phelps be the rush defensive tackle here. Everything else looks good there. Hooker, let's not do that. Then I'll probably make the rookie the sub linebacker, so that way he can get defensive rookie of the year, if that would be possible. And then we're going to make Bernard here the slot, so that way he could potentially get rookie of the year and get upgraded as well. But anyways, let's move into the midseason mark for year number 2 and 4. Go team. Our offense sucks. Our defense of passing game is 2nd. Defense of rushing game is 11th. Defensive points per game is 13th. Well, well, well. Look who's doing piss poor awful. Dak Prescott, 10 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. It's almost as if Vic called it, guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a simulation. I know it's different. Same time, I'm not keeping Dak on this team with that ridiculous contract if he's going to play like a bottom 10 QB. Either way, let's see the scouting national focus. I want to do defensive tackle, but of course it needs to be QB now because Dak is terrible. He's just regressed to that point. Players ready to negotiate. Deron Bland here. Absolutely. I want you back since you didn't accept it last time. $20 million a year, player-friendly deal. He resigns finally. Tyler Smith, I want back. Where is the man himself? Where's Micah Parsons? What? I'm pretty sure I franchise tagged him. Why is he not here? Micah Parsons, did he sign my contract? Am I bugging? I'm pretty sure he signed a franchise tag. And no, what? So he did accept the contract. I'm pretty sure I tagged him. I swear to God I did, but I guess he accepted the contract. Maybe I was just bugging. Either way, Tyler Smith, I do want back on my team. Why only a 2-year deal? Make it a 5-year deal. He's 25, star dev, 91 overall, Pro Bowl select. He is amazing. DeMarvin overshown here. What do we do with him? He's about to turn 27. $8 million a year, really not that bad. Honestly, I'll take that. And then $33 million to spend here. DeMarcus Lawrence, it depends how he plays. Mozzie Smith, absolutely not. All these other extras, don't really want. So apart from that, Tyler Guyton, it depends how you play based on whether or not I accept your option. We are 2 and 4, of course. Let's simulate to the playoffs and see if we can somehow make them. And we somehow make them, dude. What? We're 10 and 7. I don't even care if Dak did well. I'm moving on from Dak. Anyways, playoff schedule, not the playoff schedule. Let's go to team schedule. How did we miraculously come back? We were about to face the Giants. That's a win. Win, win, win. Loss, loss, loss. Win, 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 win. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I want to pick a QB, and now I have to give up more value because Dak decided to play well just to lose in the wild card round per usual. Dak, suddenly good again. 23rd best pass rating, though. 11th best offense, and then 4th best defense here. 20 interceptions. Okay, yeah, we're moving on from Dak. I know it's like, oh, 35 touchdowns to 4,500 yards. It's like, I don't care. He's playing like Jameis Winston here, dude. 20 interceptions is ridiculous. Keep in mind, he's regressing. It's only going to get worse from here. It doesn't matter if he's an X factor. Got sacked more this year, 100 pass rating. He is regressing. It does show. And then Jeanty, 18 touchdowns, 1 fumble, only 3.7 per carry. Give this man the ball more. I mean, I'm in a running scheme too. It's a mix of running and passing, but still, Dak Prescott, 5 rushing touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, 11 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Jeremy Bernard, apparently 12 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. It's literally just the slot position. If you put someone in the slot, they're going to go crazy. And then Evan Stewart here, 860 yards, 8 touchdowns. They literally haven't fixed that since I've been recording videos, since Madden 20. It's been 5 years, dude. Come on, 6 years almost. And Tyler Guyton, back-to-back years, allowing 11 sacks. I'm not going to accept his option. Terrence Steele allowing 9. That's fine. He's like a 75 overall. Cooper Beebe here with 6 sacks allowed. 3 for Tyler Smith and 0 sacks allowed from our rookie right guard, Lane Sauter. Welcome, new Zach Martin. He's going to be getting superstar development. Getting no sacks allowed over 1,000 snaps in your rookie year is ridiculous. John Franklin, 120 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, 6 interceptions, 7 pass deflections in his rookie season as a 4th-round pick. What a baller. Tackles for a loss, 12 for Deron Phelps, leading the team in his rookie year. 8 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 7 for Micah Parsons, sacks 20 for Micah Parsons. He's nuts. 16.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence. He's still performing great. 5 for Deron Phelps, already outperforming Mozzie Smith. Interceptions, 6 for John Franklin, and then a handful of 2 interceptions for everyone else. And then deflections, 8 for Deron Bland, 7 for John Franklin, and Kendall Cannon, the rookie. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. Can Dak Prescott actually get past the wild card round and potentially win a divisional round playoff simulation? He does. 24-10 here to face the 11-6 Detroit Lions. Can Dak Prescott win his first divisional simulation in his entire career? He does. Here to face the 11-6 Green Bay Packers. No way we're doing this. I highly doubt Dak was doing any of that. I don't want to be a total hater of Dak, but he had 20 interceptions. Like, come on, dude. There's no way he did any of that. Let me see the Cowboys game. Cowboys-Lions. Who was really balling? Was it Dak? I guess so. I mean, he got sacked once, 300 yards, 122 pass rating. Really good game from him. How did he do in the wild card game? against the Bears. Let's see how he did there as well. And then, okay, got sacked 4 times, but still no interceptions, 1 touchdown, 122 pass rating. Still a good game from him. Ashton Jeanty, you should be getting the ball more, but still good game from him. Okay, I guess Dak finally woke up. Still not going to be playing Dak in the next season. I don't care. Dude had 20 interceptions. Let's see how we play against the Green Bay Packers. Can we see if we can beat the Green Bay Packers? Opening up with 7 here. They're going to respond with 7. Nice stuff. 10-7 game. Good stuff offense. Defense is not holding out very well. 21-10 as it all comes crashing down here. They're going to make it 24-16, 24-24, and we're actually going to make a comeback there. 31-31 overtime. 38-31, 38-38, and Packers are going to end it. That's stupid. There should be college overtime rules where it's just each team gets the ball over and over again until someone finally doesn't score, but 38-41. Defense absolutely sold us, even though they were ranked 4th in the league. Let's see how Dak did here. Jordan Love balled out. 5 touchdowns, 1 receptions. Dak 2-2. I mean, 98 pass rating. Not horrible, but not exactly what you want. Jeanty 4.6 per carry, 2 touchdowns, 5 broken tackles. Are you kidding me, dude? 9 yards was his longest rush. Same thing with Josh Jacobs. And then for the receiving yards, CeeDee Lamb did good, and so did Bernard here. And then sacks allowed. Schoonmaker allowed 1, but that was it. So offensive line did well. Dak just did bad there. I don't want to rip on Dak the entire time. 3 sacks for Micah Parsons. Still allowed 41 points. Kind of ridiculous, but let's move into the offseason. And the Packers beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl as Joe Burrow is now 0-2 in the Super Bowl. Jair Alexander wins the Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow wins the league MVP. And John Franklin wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year. In the NFC East, nobody retires. For the team upgrades, Dak Prescott is now regressed down to an 80 overall without the boost. And don't get me wrong, he didn't play bad in the playoffs. Just 20 receptions is bad. And keep in mind, he's only going to regress from here. It's only going to get worse and worse from this point on for the rest of the season, for the rest of the simulation. I may have to do 5 years since we're already going into year number 3, but I will not be able to keep him long term while also paying him $62 million and $72 million a year. I know I'm going to take a cap penalty for trading away his contract, but it's worth it long term, I think. Really, this dude had double-digit, touchdowns and did really good. He's not a rookie, so I guess he's not going to get a development upgrade. Kind of annoying. Offensive line here, Lane Sauter. If you want to complain in the comments, you can. I'm cheating. Yeah, guys, guess what? I'm cheating. I'm doing it again. Some people complain, a lot of people don't, but if you understand it, dude had 0 sacks allowed in his rookie season. If any rookie does that, they're getting superstar development. Like, be real here. He is getting superstar development. No sacks allowed in his very first year. Tyler Guyton still has a problem with that. Defensively, John Franklin goes up to superstar development after getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's been amazing. Deron Phelps here gets star development, and then Cannon comes with star development as well. Defense is still shaping up nicely. We were ranked 4th this year in yards, but still allowed 41 points in the conference championship. May need another corner here. Definitely need another defensive tackle. Everything else does look pretty good, though. Backup safeties actually do matter in simulation and in the actual gameplay itself. Do need a receiver 3. That'd be nice to have. Nothing crazy, though. Anyways, let's move into the re-signings. Tyler Guyton, not going to accept that contract. DeMarcus Lawrence did really well for us. 1-year contract for him. He re-signs, and now I'm out of money. I don't want Mozzie Smith. I don't want Deuce Vaughn. Him being 5'6", maybe 5'6" on a good day, 5'2" on a regular day. Everyone else here, don't really want, I just don't really want any of these guys. Mozzie Smith can walk as well. Tyler Guyton, not going to accept the option, so we're only going to have him for 1 more year, and that will be his contract year to prove himself. I have $4.9 million to spend in free agency. I'm not going to free agency. I'm trading Dak. I don't know if I will be able to. Let's look for teams that need a QB. I don't even care if it's in the same conference, just not the same division, so that way it's not unrealistic. Oh yeah, let's put him in a place where his career is meant to die here. They have pick 15 for Dak Prescott. Let's do like a pick swap here. I'm going to trade up. I feel like this is pretty realistic. For a guy who just threw 20 interceptions, a team that needs a bridge QB, I feel like I'm trading up just some spots here halfway in the draft. I feel like this is pretty fair value. Oh, never mind. They can't do that. I'm just such an idiot. EA still has Bryce Young at a normal development, especially at his second half of the year. That's kind of ridiculous. Dave Cody is the new QB for the Rams. Maybe they want to develop him. We'll see if that's going to be the guy, because I need to put him on a team that actually has the cap room. Oh my gosh, perfect place to put him. The Steelers love picking up mid-washed out QBs. I can't wait to do this. This is perfectly fine with me. We get to trade up 6 spots in the draft. Completely fair. Take his contract. Steelers love having washed out mid QBs. Their favorite thing. Let's move in, and I save so much cap room. Now I can actually look into free agency. Thank God. Aiden Hutchinson is here. Definitely can't afford that. Rashee Rice would be be sick. Can't afford that either. Kyle Hamilton would be sick. Can't afford that. Jair Alexander, though, I could do that for a year. That would be pretty sick if I could get him on the team with Trayvon Diggs as well. And that's the only person I'm going to get. Jair Alexander as a DB number 3, superstar X Factor. My secondary is completely stacked out. Let's move into the draft. And the Cardinals in poverty once again. Number 1 overall pick. We have pick 23 here. They're going to pick up QB Pete Samuels. Probably should have traded up more in the draft, but we're going to see what we have post UDFA. Okay, we're going to have to find a bridge QB, and I may have to extend this to a 5-year rebuild because these guys are not going to cut it at all. Yeah, that is quite unfortunate that I did not trade up there. Brandon Aubrey is the kicker now. I mean, we really have everything. I maybe just should pick a right tackle here to fill in that position. 90 overall team. I'll get a defensive tackle in the 2nd round. Yeah, I think I really need nothing but a QB, and I could trade for one, but I feel like it would just be unrealistic. Maybe I'd just trade for like a bridge QB. There is a right tackle here on the board. He is 1st, 2nd rounder. Lamont Weasley out of Michigan, 6'8", 321 here. Great strength, good acceleration, A awareness, F injury, B lead block, B pass block, A run block power. We're going to see what he's got. Ranked 63, got him at 23. Hidden development. That's what you like to see. He's going to be a starter year 1. And obviously, since this entire QB class blows, they're all post UDFA. None of them are even a day 3. They're all just bad. I'll pick one up maybe in the 6th round if that actually matters, but I'm just going to get defensive tackles for now. Starting out here, Thomas Tart out of Texas, 6'3", almost 350 pounds, elite strength. That's a big boy. A tackle, A play rec, B block shedding. Gonna pick this guy up as the number 2. Ranks 29, got him at 61. Normal development at 97 strength is kind of ridiculous. Still, he's a good player. And I think I'm gonna double down here on that defensive tackle position, see what we need. B awareness. I mean, this guy actually looks really good here. Jalen Hinton here out of UCF, 6'3", and 302. Great strength, great speed. What an athlete too, being 300 pounds, and he still runs a 4.8. That's mega scary. A play rec, A finesse moves, B awareness. He's going to be the pick for us for sure. Ranked 88 in the class, got him at 93. Normal development again looks really good. These guys are going to be higher overalls, but normal development really sucks for the long term of this rebuild. We may have to do this rebuild for 5, if not 6 years, because I traded Dak Prescott because he wasn't going to give me anything. But I guess it's finally time to pick a guy. Manu Diaz here, I mean, doesn't look that bad. A awareness out of Coastal Carolina, 5'11", and then he is 2'11 as well. Not an athlete at all. A awareness, F break sack, A play rec, A short accuracy. He's just going to be the guy for now. I mean, he looks terrible. Hidden development. Hold up. We may be able to develop Manu Diaz here. 83 throw power. We have Tua Tagovailoa here with the total noodle arm. Hold up. That's actually kind of crazy. Let's honestly, I'll double down on QB. Is there a QB worth taking here that actually doesn't look atrociously bad? This one doesn't look bad, and Alexander Rudolph depends, and this guy doesn't look bad either. Maybe down the board. I'm actually going to go with Alexander Rudolph here. Let's see what he has. 6'1", 223 out of Minnesota. Decent strength, solid throw power, great acceleration. Sure, and we're just going to double down, create a little bit of QB competition. Ranked 283, got him at 157. He will not be the starter. He does not have hidden development. And this is exactly why Ashton Jeanty should not want to join the Cowboys. But Weasley's a 73, 74 for Thomas Tart, 71 for Hinton. They were both good players, just normal development. 64 for Diaz, 64 for Alexander Rudolph. But Diaz at least has the hidden development, and then these other extras I didn't pick up. I could sign Matthew Stafford for 1 year and make him the starter. He's a franchise QB award winner archetype. I want someone with a mentor tag, but I'm not gonna make anyone else the starter. We got Jameis Winston. I can't wait for him to mentor him on how to throw interceptions. He probably did that with Dak last year, considering Dak threw 20 interceptions in the previous year. This is the team after the draft, as Diaz is a 66 overall. We're gonna have Winston as the number 2 for the mentor QB. I don't know if that actually matters. And then Weasley will be the starter over Terrence Steele. Everything else looks pretty good here. And yeah, I forgot to pick up another receiver. That's my bad, but our defensive tackle position pretty filled out here. We're going to move Hinton to the 3. Maybe he does something more there. Everyone else looks pretty good specialist-wise. Bernard here is going to be in the slot again. And then Phelps is, of course, going to be the rush defensive tackle. I'm surprised we still have this guy on our team. I would not give him a re-signing. Franklin is going to be the number 1. He's been doing amazing. Anyways, guys, apart from that, Year number 3, I highly doubt we're going to do well. Let's see how we do with the 66 overall QB. 3-4. We're doing better with him. Back-to-back wins as well. 23rd best passing offense, 10th best defense though. Scouting national focus is going to stay at QB, and I will trade up for one this year. Weekly awards here: DeMarcus Lawrence, 6 tackles and 3 sacks. Players ready to negotiate: Jair Alexander, I would like to have back for another year since we have the money to do it now. Tyler Guyton, depends how you play. Cooper Beebe here, absolutely, I want you back long term. $12 million a year, and he still says no to that. And then this guy, Maurice here, I mean, he's young. He has star development. I do want him back. He wants to go back to Hawaii. He wants to be close to home. No team is close to Hawaii. I hate to break it to you, Maurice. But either way, Marshawn Kneeland here, he can walk as well. He's just a depth player for me. And then DeMarcus Lawrence, depends how you play. And then Ashton Jeanty, of course, I'm going to accept that option. I guess I need to start drafting punters and kickers. But anyways, apart from that, let's see how we do and see if we can actually make the playoffs. 6-11 with a 91 overall team. I understand my QB's bad, but why is my defense so bad? 32nd rushing defense in the NFL. That makes no logical sense. Stats and awards: Manu Diaz, terrible. 29th offense in the league, and then defensively 27th. That doesn't make any sense. Almost 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns. Jameis Winston taught him how to throw interceptions. 86 passer rating. Ashton Jeanty, 2 fumbles, 8 touchdowns, 3.8 per carry. Why is he getting less attempts? Run the ball with him more whenever you have Diaz at QB. CeeDee Lamb, 5 touchdowns, 1,000 yards for Bernard, and 9 touchdowns. Evan Stewart, 6 touchdowns, 800 yards. And then sacks allowed on the team, 15 for Tyler Guyton. He can walk. And then Sauter, after allowing 0 sacks and me giving him superstar development, he allows 10 this year. What a downfall. 8 from Cooper Beebe, 7 from Weasley, 5 for Tyler Smith. Unbearable, dude. John Franklin with 123 tackles, 104 for Overshown. Tackles for a loss, 16 for Duron Phelps, 14 for DeMarcus Lawrence, 12 for Micah Parsons, 8 for Overshown. Sacks, 24.5 for Micah Parsons. Disappointing that he has to play for the Cowboys. 10.5 for Phelps, 10.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Interceptions is going to be 3 for John Franklin. Still doing well. Deflections, 7 for Jair, 7 for Overshown, 7 for Trayvon Diggs, and safeties, 1 for Duron Phelps, 1 for Jacoby McKnight. I don't know who that is. And then defensive touchdowns, 0. Yes, the Steelers' Dak Prescott in his prime form here. Unbelievably mid once again. 3,100 yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 receptions, 97 pass rating. Justin Fields had to take half the snaps throughout the year because Dak was just getting so bad, so unbearable. Prime Steelers pickup. He's a 74 overall. Yeah, I'm glad we moved on from that guy regardless of how terrible our QB situation was. And the Ravens beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl 17-14. A Darius Washington Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, don't make me laugh, dude. A Darius Washington is a bum. And then Joe Burrow, back-to-back league MVPs. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year, but he has to play for the Cowboys. Manu Diaz gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. How? In the NFC East, DeMarcus Lawrence unfortunately retires. May need to re-sign Kneeland. Diaz has superstar development. Do I stick with Diaz after that season? Am I really going to find another he's 83 throw power. That's so bad. That is so bad. But at the same time, am I going to find a QB with superstar development at 76 overall in the draft? Probably not. It's ridiculous that he already got this after how terrible of a season he just had, but I honestly think I'm going to have to stick with Diaz because he has superstar development. He's young. I don't have time to develop another QB. We just got lucky here. Hopefully he develops. That's all we're literally going to have to hope for. And then, of course, DeMarcus Lawrence left. Kneeland here, Marshawn Kneeland, he's 27. He's about to start regression. He's not even going to make it to an 85. We'll see. For the players that get to negotiate, Ashton Jeanty, of course, I'm going to accept the option. Tyler Guyton sucks, and he wants $15 million a year. Yeah, that's laughable. Cooper Beebe here. Yeah, absolutely, I want you back. Let's do player-friendly 4-year deal for you, and he resigns about $12 million or $11 million a year. Marshawn Kneeland, he wants $12 million a year, even though he's been a backup and has proven nothing to me. No. Jeremy Bernard here, he really hasn't done much. And then Kalen Carson, that's nice depth, actually. Really cheap contract, too. He's young. It's fine. He'll be a nice depth player for us. And then Flournoy, my book. I'm just stupid. I'm sure everyone just made fun of me for that. Either way, everyone else here. Ooh, we got Dylan McQueen, Devin McQueen's brother. Only people with elite ball knowledge know what I'm talking about. And then Cameron Johnson, we're going to walk from. Everyone else here, I'm just going to hit free agency. Got Jahmyr Gibbs, Jalen Carter is here. That is very intriguing. I would love to have Jalen Carter on my team. Got Jalen Carter, going to move him inside to defensive tackle. Ryan Wright as a punter, and then Deron Payne on a 1-year deal as a defensive tackle. apart from that, let's move in to the draft. I need probably a new receiver, and then that's honestly about it. Yeah, we're going to stick with Diaz for now. I need a new left tackle. Weasley's not going to be the left tackle. Obviously, new receiver. So probably left tackle first round, receiver second round. Jalen Carter's going to be on the inside. Actually, edge rusher first round, and then try and get a left tackle or a left guard, move them to the outside, but we'll see how that goes. It depends the size of the player, but Jalen Carter is going to be on the inside. Steelers with the #1 overall pick after having Dak Prescott. I know it's like, oh, you're just ripping on Dak Prescott the entire video. I am. Pick number 5, and the Steelers pick a left tackle. Justin Fields is probably the starter now at this point. There's a good QB on the board. First to second round talent, Michael Harold, but is he a 76 overall with superstar development already? Probably not. We're going to stick with Diaz despite his noodle arm, so may work out to be a Tua situation. Austin Gates looks really good. I would really like an edge rusher, and Trayman C right here out of Arkansas, not Arkansas. 6'2", 256, great speed, good strength, great acceleration. Looks really good overall. I might pick him, might pick someone else. Speed rusher Niles Huntington here out of Louisville, 6'2", 245, elite speed, a lot lighter of a guy. B finesse, he is A, finesse moves, B, play rec, B, pursuit, B to D awareness. It's between these two guys. Do I want the lighter guy and more athletic? Or, I mean, this guy's a speed rusher as well. So it's very hard to determine between these two. Why do I have so much scouting on a running back that I don't need? And yeah, Huntington also looks really good. I kind of want to pick Huntington. 6'2", 245. Really, really good athlete. A, finesse moves. What was the other guy's awareness? This Nealon guy, C right? I was about to say C. You know what I'm talking about. Trayman C right, as he's a really good athlete too. He's more of the set in stone guy. I know what I'm getting with him. So I'm going to pick C right here. Hopefully I don't mispronounce that last name again. Ranked 21, got him at 5. Hidden development. That's what matters. I'll look at Niles in the draft recap. Hopefully we pick the right guy here. Now let's look at the left tackle class or the right tackle class. Second and third rounder here in Brian Sellers out of Temple, 6'5", 339, great strength, solid speed, A, lead block, A, run block, F, stamina. Doesn't really look insane. Right tackles, post UDFA. Is there someone that, 345, Luke Taylor? Oh yeah, this dude, 6'6", 345. He can easily play left tackle. This dude's huge. I'm going to pick Luke Taylor. He's going to be our new left tackle. Ranked 20, got him at 37. Hidden development, he will be our starting left tackle. Easily can move out to the left tackle position at that size. And then finally, I need to get that third receiver. It's really not a huge deal, but I would just like to have them at this point. Anyone with a good skill set here. I mean, this guy has F catching, not very good. This guy has F medium routes. So this dude doesn't look insane either, but he has A, spectacular catch. This draft class really isn't that good. Andrew Street out of William and Mary. What is that? What kind of college is William and Mary? Doesn't seem the best, I would say. Lindsey Minor here out of Connecticut, 5'8", 192. Not really a wide receiver two, more of a slot player, which is actually kind of what I'm looking for. But we're going to go with the other guy, actually, out of William and Mary, Andrew Street. Let's try to... William and Mary sounds like a street address, and his name is Andrew Street. Very, very funny. Let's see what we have here. Ranked 143, got him at 69. Not hidden development, normal development. Doesn't seem very good. Shouldn't have picked a guy out of William and Mary. And then in the 4th round, I don't really know what else I really need. Do I double down on receiver and try to get a better guy? Not out of William and Mary. Warren Benjamin here out of Oregon, 6'1", 240, poor strength, makes me immediately want to just say no to him. Any guy with crazy good speed. Lindsey Minor is still here, great speed. Why not just pull the trigger on Lindsey Minor out of Connecticut? We'll see how he does for our team. Ranked 110, got him at 101, normal development. In the draft recap here, Trayman C. Wright is a 75, 75 for Luke Taylor, 68 for Andrew Street, 70 for Minor, 71 for Brian Jenkins. I don't know who this is. I didn't pick him up. I'm going to see where Niles went and see how good that guy actually is. Niles Huntington went at number 16 to the Patriots. He's 74 overall, normal development. I easily made the right pick. Now, this is the team after the draft. Luke Taylor has moved down to a 76 overall. He was a 75, but after the preseason XP, I believe he was like a 79. But either way, we got Minor in the slot. Stewart's going to be the number 2. Everything is looking good. It's really up to Diaz. We're a 90 overall team. I really can't get much better than this. The team seems really good all around. We have Jalen Carter at defensive tackle now. really good D-line. It was 32nd in the league last year. Minor is going to be in the slot. Ferguson, who is this guy? He's Terrence Ferguson, not Jalen Ferguson. We got the brother of Jalen Ferguson here. Is it Jaden Ferguson? I'm pretty sure it's Jalen, right? It's Jake Ferguson. I'm an idiot. I'm sure everyone's been ripping on me for that. Either way, Ferguson's brother will not be in the slot. That's for sure. Then we got Jalen Hurts' brother here, Z Hurts. Oh yeah, I'm kidding. All these made up storylines. Overshown will not be coming off the edge. Neither will Maurice. Everything else seems pretty good though here, like what we got. So year number 4, might have to play a year number 5 and let Diaz develop. But for now, let's move into the midseason mark. 5-2, huge improvement. Win against the Browns, win against the Vikings. 7th best passing yards, 6th best defense, 28th best passing defense is ridiculous. Scouting national focus. I want wins, dude. What can we do about wins? That's really all I need. I'll just do receiver just in case I have to play a 5th year. 103 million to spend. CD Lamb, absolutely take whatever you want, dude. He resigns with the team. And then Evan Stewart here, absolutely, I want you back. 4-year contract, 12 million a year. He resigns with the team. Nick, I don't know how to say your last name. 5-year contract, 11 million a year. He's on the fence about that. Trayvon Diggs, I mean, he's about to regress. We'll see how far he regresses, but it's only 6.5 million. Jair Alexander, same deal. He wants to be in the Super Bowl chase. Maybe that happens this year, so we'll wait on that. Terrence Ferguson, we just got this guy. Terrence Ferguson, how did he go from a 68 to a 77? We literally just, oh, he was a 68 in the slot. Okay, I thought he was a 68 in general. I was like, no way. And then Francisco, I don't really know how to say that. I mean, he's not that bad. I don't want to pay $4 million for a backup there. For a 76 overall, I can just pick one up in the draft for the same price. Daron Payne, you're a 3rd string. Kendall Cannon, I'll accept your option. Terrence Steele, I already replaced you. Everyone else here, we'll see how we do at the playoffs. Daron Payne, I'm not going to trade. Let's move into it. And we actually go 12-5 and make the playoffs here as we win our conference and we actually get a number 2 seed. Coming off a loss to the Commanders and a win to the Giants, hopefully we can beat the 9-8 Commanders in the wild card round. That'd be unfortunate if we lost. 6th best offense in the league, 7th best defense in points per game. But looking at the stats, as Diaz here, huge improvement, 10th best offense in terms of yards, and the defense 16th in terms of yards here. Diaz, massive improvement. You know what else is massive? Low taper fade. Yes, I make that cringy comment every time I say massive. Diaz here, 4,200 yards, 39 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 112 pass rating, got sacked 36 times, is a little bit too much, but still huge improvement. And then rushing wise, Jeanty here, 1 fumble, 8 touchdowns, 4.4 per carry, 1,100 yards. I expected him to be tearing up the league a lot more, especially since he's like a 96 overall X factor now. I guess not. CD Lamb, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 touchdowns for Lindsey Minor. That's amazing. And 1,000 yards in his rookie season. Again, it's literally just the slot position. It doesn't matter who you put there. Evan Stewart, 9 touchdowns, 800 yards. Terrence Steele, not really going to worry about him. Luke Taylor sucks. 16 sacks allowed in his rookie season. I guess I'm going to have to try and develop him. It's his rookie season. Cooper Beebe, 6, 5 from Weasley, 3 for Tyler Smith, 3 for Sauter. Sauter improved heavily after that sophomore slump from him, but Taylor, hopefully he can bounce back and not get a sophomore slump, because if he gets a sophomore slump, I don't really know how much more he can slump from here, because that is an awful season. I know he's a left guard converting to left tackle, but he's 340 pounds, dude, and he's 6'6". He can easily play left tackle. John Franklin, 128 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 4 interceptions, 8 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble as well. He's been doing amazing for a team, and keep in mind, he was like a 4th round pick. 100 tackles for Maurice here, tackles for loss, 19 for Duron Phelps, 13 for Jalen Carter, 12 for Trayman C. Wright with 6 sacks. That's a good rookie season. 10 for Micah Parsons, 9 for John Franklin. Sacks, 18.5 for Micah Parsons, 9 for Jalen Carter, 6 for Trayman C. Wright, and then 4.5 for Duron Phelps. And then interceptions, 4 for John Franklin at Maurice, and then 4 for Trayvon Diggs. He did well. Deflections, 8 for John Franklin, 8 for Kendall Cannon, 7 for Trayvon Diggs, and then safeties, 2 for Jalen Carter, and then defensive touchdowns is 0. What can we do here against the 9-8 Commanders? Please don't lose to them again. I need a playoff win, and Diaz does get his very first playoff win, 34-18. Who is the Falcons' new QB? And also, how is Dak Prescott doing? I'm assuming Dak Prescott is a backup now. Justin Fields, yeah, Dak Prescott, as he is superstar X Factor backup, and he's probably getting paid, what, $70 million a year? Yeah, $55 million a year to be a backup bench QB. Get your bag, man. That's exactly why I did not want him playing for my team. And again, no real hate towards Dak Prescott in real life. I'm not really a huge fan of his contract or just him in general, but Either way, I'm not trying to rip on him. He's getting his bag. He's getting his money, and he completely swindled the Cowboys. Let's see who the Falcons' new QB is. I thought it said Bijan Robinson, but it's going to still be Michael Penix. Sometimes in simulation, they just say no to him. He's already 28 years old after 4 years. Normal development. He's an 85 overall without any of the boost. 84 overall, my bad. I guess I can't math. Still doesn't look too bad, but they're 8-9. This should be a win. Can we beat the 8-9 Falcons? They're an 89 overall team. We're a 93 overall team. Can Diaz do it? Diaz do it. He does. 41-16. Our offense is dominating in this playoffs. Here to face the 12-5, 90 overall Seattle Seahawks, as it is Diaz. I had to check up on his name. For some reason, I forgot. Taylor only has star development. That's completely fine with the way that he's played. Everyone else looks the same. I don't even know why I'm checking developments. Anyways, of course, I'm going to hop into this. We were 3 overalls higher than the Seahawks, but they do have home field advantage. I wonder who their new QB is. JSN, DK Metcalf, and K9 are all their top players to be expected. Here we are against the Seahawks. They're going to start with 3. We're going to respond with nothing in the second quarter already here, as we're going to make it a 3-3 game against the Seahawks, then 6-3. Offense needs to do something. 6-6. Defense is playing very well. Do not screw this up. End game drive. 3rd and 14. I'm going to have to hop in, get in field goal range, and just run the ball. 3rd and 14. The clock is running. Yes, I'm taking a check down on 3rd and 14. I plan to go for it on 4th down. 4th and 7. I'm going to go for this. 60-yard field goal is an option here. I'm not doing that. I want to end the game because, of course, in the last 2 minutes, the AI plays like Tom Brady, so prime Tom Brady as well. Anything else that I really want to pick here? Nothing's open. Oh, Diaz with his little legs. Keep running. Diaz, I'm pretty sure he's not even that fast. Anyways, 6 rushes, though, 25 yards. 1st and 10, and that will be the game. They still have 3 timeouts, but, of course, with Jeanty, I'm just going to spam run this ball over and over again. So, Jeanty, let's try and get some power. He's an elusive back, but it's fine. Let's just keep running it. 2nd down and 9, halfback stretch. Let's push it to the outside. I wish I get better blocks than that. 3rd down and 8. I'm going to run the ball again. They're actually pressed up on CeeDee Lamb. Can I actually run like a streak here with CeeDee Lamb? Let's just do that. Then I'll take a check down if it doesn't work out. CeeDee Lamb is going to beat off his man here. Hopefully the noodle arm doesn't actually screw me up. And he actually didn't beat his guy. I thought he would have the speed over him. He does not. I'm going to take my field goal and play defense. It is up, and it is good from Brandon Aubrey. Super weak offensive game here. I'm sure the fans are extremely bored, but we are going to be playing the rest of this full game on defense here against the Seattle Seahawks. They got number 11, Jalen Milroe, is in the game for the Seattle Seahawks. Pass commit the team here. 1st and 10 for the Seattle Seahawks. He's going to take a check down. That's fine with me. Good wrap up, Trayvon Diggs. 2nd 11. 2nd down and 11. Got to cover JSN over the middle. I got that. He's going to a check down again. What are you doing? Trayvon Diggs, great in coverage once again. 3rd down and 11 for the Seahawks. 3rd and 11. Let's see what we have here. I got this over the middle, following it the entire way. He has way too much time. Finally throws the ball away. 4th and 11. 4th and 11. Let's see what we have here. Probably going underneath. No, nice pick. There we go. That's going to be Cannon. Cannon with the pick, and he's going to take it back for 6, and that will be the end of the game. It doesn't matter if I take it back for 6. Heavily defensive game. Defensive mega carried here. Let's just simulate to the end of the game, as we will be moving on to the Super Bowl with Davis in year number 2. Huge show out in year number 2. Better performing than Dak Prescott. Yes, I'm going to keep mentioning it. I'm sorry for ripping on him. It is what it is. Offensive play really wasn't good. Diaz didn't throw any picks or touchdowns, kind of just mid in general. Jeanty only 3.1 average, kind of mid too. And here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face the 10-7 New England Patriots. I'm pretty sure Drake May has to be their QB still. Yeah, he's fully developed. He's a 96 overall superstar development QB. And Diaz is up to a 93 overall with an 8 morale boost. He's an 85 overall QB, already performing well. It's crazy that we got that pick. And it is, and especially in a draft where everything was like a post UDFA. Jeanty, he's up to a 98 overall without the boost, 99 with the boost, but I'm not gonna lie, for a 99 overall superstar X Factor, he's been pretty underwhelming. I mean, I know we're in mainly a passing scheme, but at the same time, it's like he's had 2 seasons over 1,000 yards. I mean, he hasn't been getting the most attempts, but 3.7 per carry, 3.8 per carry, 4.4, not even averaging 4.5 yet. I know it's one off, but still, he hasn't really been stellar for the team, but he really hasn't been that bad either. I mean, this is the most yards per game he's had this year, but for a 99 overall X Factor, I just expected, you know, a little bit more. Any other upgrades for the team? Minor goes up to star development as he's an 80 overall with the boost. Franklin is an X Factor. Marist is a superstar. Trayman C right here is a superstar development. That's awesome to see. Trayvon Diggs goes up to superstar development. Let's see what C. Wright does here, and as he is going to be progression history, superstar development upgrade for defensive rookie of the year. You'll love to see it. Let's see if we can beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Both of these teams have one of the most Super Bowl wins in history. Patriots have 6, Steelers have 6, and Cowboys could have 6 here if I seal it. Here we are against the Patriots. They're going to open up with nothing. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for the team. They're going to make it a 7-7 game. I think we had a turnover on that goal line as 7-7.5, opening up half with 3, and then 17-7, huge run from assuming Ashton Jeanty, 24-7, dominating the Patriots. Defense was amazing this game. Offense showed up there at the end. Great stuff from John Franklin. John Franklin's been a baller. Amazing 4th round pick, one of the best you've ever had. Amazing stuff as the Cowboys get their 6th Super Bowl ring without Dak Prescott. Let's go. It's going to be Manu Diaz, who had 2 interceptions to 1 touchdown. If this was Dak Prescott, I would totally rip on him. But anyways, Manu Diaz, not the best, but Coastal Carolina prospect. He was a 4th round pick. Why not, dude? Ashton Jeanty, 132 yards, 1 touchdown. After I crap talked him, he just locked in. 12-yard average, 74 was his longest rush. I mean, that just really propped up his stat, but 12-yard average is crazy. He's going to get the Super Bowl MVP. Xavier Worthy's on the Patriots now, and this will be a fitting ending to this rebuild. And of course, Ashton Jeanty wins your Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow, 3-time league MVP in a row, and he still hasn't won a Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh gets Coach of the Year, and Lindsey Minor gets Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Trayvon C. Wright gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. New dynasty has started for the Cowboys. They can finally say that they have a Super Bowl win that doesn't involve the 1900s, the 1990s, really. But anyways, guys, apart from that, this was a successful rebuild, so make sure you guys like and or subscribe. I would appreciate that. If you guys have any other ideas in the comments, let me know down below.